Before you spend money on another random AI course, learn AI directly from the company building the tools everyone else is using. Anthropic, the company behind Claude, has released free courses on Claude, Claude Code, APIs, MCPs, and building reliable AI applications. In this video, I'll break down the top courses they're offering that you should take to learn solid AI skills and what practical skills you'll gain. Hi friends, I'm Maddie. I'm a senior software engineer who previously worked at Google and interned at other big tech companies like Amazon, IBM, and Microsoft. I went through every Anthropic course that matters for developers and people breaking into tech, so you don't have to guess. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding for going from simply using Claude to actually building AI applications with it. Let's get into it. First, I want to talk about why you'd want to go through these courses. So there's a divide opening up in the industry between engineers who can build with AI at the system level and engineers who learn to prompt effectively. These are not the same skill set. Companies hiring for AI-adjacent roles are asking about things like API architecture, agent loops, retrieval system design, and tool use in interviews. A year ago, that was more niche, but in 2026, it's becoming expected. And the problem before these courses came out is that there's no real clear learning path for any of it. Anthropic's documentation is excellent, but quite dense. Paid boot camps are expensive and often outdated by the time they ship. And random YouTube tutorials have no coherent structure. What's on Anthropic's platform, on the other hand, is free, current, and built by the team that actually makes Claude. There are about 20 courses total, but I'm going to focus on 6 that matter the most if you're a developer or trying to become one. Let's talk about the first course, Claude 101. Start here if you've never used Claude before or you haven't gone deep into the product. Claude 101 covers the full feature set of the Claude product. Projects for maintaining persistent context across sessions, artifacts for working on long-form outputs directly inside the conversation, skills for packaging repeatable instructions into reusable workflows, and connectors for bringing in external data from tools like Google Drive, GitHub, or Notion. The course also covers research mode, enterprise search, and role-based use case breakdowns for things like writing, analysis, and software engineering. It's about 1 to 2 hours to complete and includes a certificate at the end. The reason that this course is great even for experienced users is that most of the people who use Claude daily are only really touching the chat surface. The features that turn Claude into an actual workflow tool, for example, skills and connectors, are ones that a lot of people discover months in rather than at the start. This course puts them in front of you early. If you're already consistently building with the API, you can skip this. Otherwise, this is a good foundation. Now, let's talk about the second course, Claude Code 101. This is for developers who either haven't used Claude Code yet or have tried it and not gotten much use out of it. Claude Code is a terminal-based agentic coding tool. It reads your code base, edits files directly, runs shell commands, and operates across your whole project, not just in an isolated chat window. The distinction here matters because the way you interact with it is fundamentally different from just copy and pasting code into Claude.ai. The course covers installation across different environments, plus a core workflow for actually using Claude Code effectively on real tasks. That workflow is explore, plan, code, and commit. So you start by having Claude read and understand the relevant parts of your code base. Then you get it to lay out a plan before it touches anything. Next, you execute. And finally, you review and commit. This structure matters because the biggest failure mode with AI coding agents is giving an underdefined task and letting execution start immediately, which tends to produce changes across too many files in too many directions at once. The course also covers your Claude.md file, a markdown file that lives in your project and gives Claude persistent memory about your code base, your naming conventions, your architecture decisions, which libraries you use, and why. That context would otherwise need to be reestablished at the start of every session. Other topics include context window management, how to use /compact to summarize long sessions, and /clear to start fresh, plus how to build custom sub-agents for delegating isolated tasks and keep your main context clean. The third course I want to talk about is building with the Claude API. This is the most technically challenging course on the platform and the one that I point any engineer to who's serious about AI engineering as a career direction. It runs over 8 hours and covers the full production toolkit for building on Claude through the API. There are a couple of themes throughout that I want to cover. First, Model selection and configuration. The course explains the Opus, Sonnet, and Haiku model tiers and when to use each, specifically the cost versus latency trade-off, which matters a lot when you're building something that has to run at scale or in real time. You also learn how to configure things like temperature, response streaming, and structured output formats. Next, prompt evaluation. There's a full section on building eval workflows, so generating test datasets, running automated grading, and using model-based versus code-based grading approaches. Next, prompt engineering. The course also goes into things like XML tag structuring, few-shot examples, chain of thought, and output constraints. It also covers tool use. This is the mechanism behind what people call agentic AI. So you define functions on your side, a database query, an API call, a file operation. Claude can then decide to invoke these functions as part of completing a task. It calls the tool, retrieves the result, processes it, and continues. Multiple tools can be chained, and Claude handles that loop. The course runs through single tool and multi-tool implementations, fine-grained tool calling control, and how to build multi-turn conversations where Claude and your application are passing information back and forth across turns. Next, retrieval augmented generation, or RAG. RAG is how you give Claude access to information that isn't in the model's training data. The course covers things like chunking, how you split documents for retrieval, embeddings, numerical representations of text that capture semantic meaning, vector databases, which stores those embeddings and allows similarity search, and the retrieval pipeline that ties everything together. This course also covers prompt caching, which is a feature that dramatically reduces latency and cost on repeated requests. And finally, agent architectures. This deals with parallelization workflows, chaining workflows, routing workflows, and goes over how to decide when to run your own agent loop versus when to use a managed agent that Anthropic runs for you. The course is modular, so you can pick and choose which sections that you want to take. For example, you can just do the API basic section, or you can tag on the RAG one or the agent architecture one. Next, let's move on to the fourth course, Introduction to Model Context Protocol. Model Context Protocol, or MCP, is the standard that lets Claude connect to external tools, services, and data sources in a consistent, reusable way. Anthropic developed this concept, but they later donated it to the Linux Foundation, which means that it now applies to any AI system that adopts it, not just Claude. So why use MCP? Well, without it, connecting an AI agent to your database requires one custom integration, connecting it to GitHub requires a different one, Slack a different one, and so on and so forth. MCP instead standardizes the shape of those connections. You write or use an MCP server for each external system, and the AI communicates with all of them through the same protocol. This Intro to MCP course builds this from scratch using the Python SDK. The curriculum is organized around MCP's 3 core building blocks. Number 1, tools, which are the actions that the AI model can evoke autonomously. So for example, your DB queries, your API calls. Number 2, resources, which is read-only data that your application controls and exposes to the AI. So static documents and templated data sources. And 3, prompts, which are pre-built instruction sets that users can trigger directly. So reusable workflows packaged as first-class objects. The course explains not just what each one is, but when to use each of it and what the design implications are for your integration. The prerequisites for this course are just Python and basic JSON and HTTP. The course itself runs 2 to 3 hours. Next, let's talk about the 5th course, Model Context Protocol Advanced Topics. This is the follow-up to the previous course for developers actively building or deploying MCP servers in prod environments. For example, you'll learn about sampling, how MCP servers can request language model calls through the connected client rather than making API calls directly, which shifts AI cost and complexity from the server to the client side. You'll also learn about notification systems, how to implement real-time progress reporting for long-running operations using logging callbacks and context objects. Another concept is root-based file access, a permission system that grants MCP servers access to specific directories while maintaining a security boundary, so you can build file-aware integrations without giving the server unrestricted file system access. The transport section is the most technically dense part of the course. For example, it covers concepts like STD-IO transport, which is how local MCP servers communicate through standard input-output streams and includes the initialization handshake sequence, streamable HTTP, which uses server-sent events to enable server-to-client communication over HTTP with session management, and when to use stateful versus stateless server configurations. The prerequisites here would be async Python, JSON formats, HTTP protocol, and basic SSE knowledge. So this definitely isn't geared toward beginners. And finally, let's talk talk about the last course I want to bring up, AI capabilities and limitations. This one is not about building something, but about why the model behaves the way it does and how to make it reliable. It's structured around 4 major themes. The first one is next token prediction, what's actually happening mechanically when the model generates a response. The second property is knowledge. A model is strong on topics that appear frequently, recently, and consistently in its training data, but weaker on anything rare, niche, recent, or contested. Third is working memory, which is the context window. So how you arrange information inside a prompt isn't arbitrary, and sizing up a task against the context window before you start is worth doing explicitly. And finally, the fourth concept is steerability, how much your instructions actually control the model's behavior. The course makes a useful distinction here. Short, concrete, verifiable instructions, for example, respond like a teacher, under 100 words, land reliably, while long reasoning chains, abstract requests, and demands for native precision are where steering falters. There's no coding required here as a prerequisite, and it's about 15 minutes of video across 13 lessons. In conclusion, if you're a developer trying to build AI skills without paying for a bootcamp, this platform is one of the best resources out there right now. Start with Claude 101 to get your footing, work through the API and MCP courses to build real production skills, and use AI capabilities and limitation to understand why the model does what it does. And that's all I have for you in this video. If this was helpful, hit that like button, hype the video, and subscribe for more tech and AI videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.